Welcome to one more episode on FOV Sense. We enjoyed reading chapter 13. We enjoyed understanding chapter 13. And what we understood, we are trying to share it with you in these episodes on FOV Sense. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe. Now, let me summarize chapter 13 for you. The 13th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is Kshetra, Kshetragya Yoga. The word Kshetra means the field and Kshetragya means the follower of the field. We can think of the material body as a field and the immortal soul as the knower of the field. In this chapter, Krishna differentiates between the physical body and the immortal soul. He explains the physical body is temporary and perishable, but the soul, it is permanent and eternal. The physical body can be destroyed, but the soul can never be destroyed. The chapter then describes God, who is the Supreme Soul. All the individual souls have originated from the Supreme Soul. Now one who clearly understands the difference between the body, soul and Supreme Soul attains the realization of Brahman. But the real beauty of chapter 13 is in understanding the 20 values listed by Bhagwan for all of us to practice and lead a life which seems more ethical, value-based and stress-free. These values can be understood where the base to God realization is in first changing your behavior, followed by self-knowledge and introspection, attempts to destroy ego and attachments. Start developing your focus and concentration at every single moment to seek God in everything and everyone, which finally leads to self-realization and oneness with God. If a person begins to start changing his behavior, that in itself is a big step towards God realization, and eventually the rest will be achieved. One must have belief that they can realize self and God with the small steps they take in that direction. This belief can be easily understood with a very simple example. Every night, when each one of us go to bed, we do not fall asleep instantly, right? We go to bed and close our eyes with the belief that we will get sleep and rest for our body. This belief in our ability to sleep is the first step towards getting a good night's rest. Similarly, we must believe that every step we take towards God is a fruitful step and will surely take us there. Humbleness is a necessary quality we must all develop. The moment we begin to experience pride in our talent or our status in the society, or in our beauty or in the strength that we possess, we begin to move away from God. Now pride results in we seeking approval from others for whatever we possess. Gratification is expected, and if not received, one begins to feel hopeless, anxious. One must develop self-worth and not seek self-worth from others. The desire for recognition from others should be given up. Our actions must speak on our behalf and not be requesting the world to recognize and acknowledge our actions all the time. Self-worth, which is based on our thoughts, feelings and behavior, is intricately woven into how we view our worthiness and value as a human being. Individual ability and effort affect performance of a person in any area, which enhances one's self-worth. A very fat bank account, a very good job title, physical attractiveness and, of late, social media following. I'm so sorry, but it does not determine the self-worth of a person. What truly matters in determining a person's self-worth is their kindness, compassion, gratefulness, empathy, and respect for others around them. Introspection is important, but our inner critic must not begin to rule our lives. Because if that happens, we begin to lose our self-worth. Krishna has emphasized upon this aspect in the beginning of Sloka 12 of chapter 13. Personal integrity, such a wonderful quality to have. It's valuable and should be practiced by everyone. That means One should not show off what one does not possess. Hypocrisy meets its end very soon. For example, a particular family was in a lot of debt, but in order to maintain their social status, they continued to live a luxurious life by borrowing more from several sources, till they were served with several notices by the law and had to surrender everything and turn into paupers and lost their false social status miserably. Had they realized the foolishness of being hypocrites, they could have lived a life for dignity with lesser means. The corporate world has several examples related to this aspect. Practicing non-violence or non-injury to any living being intentionally is to be avoided in all cost. We eat fruits and vegetables from plants which have life in them, but we do to help the plant grow more fruits and vegetables, which is what their existence is all about. But intentionally crushing a live plant or cutting a healthy tree is not accepted. Forgiveness, a virtue that is very simple to be practiced, and a virtue, if practiced sincerely, can bring a lot of peace to everyone. Justice can be given out better by practicing forgiveness than in practicing eye for an eye method. One must cultivate one's mind in such a way that they are able to accommodate everything without getting disturbed about it. Now here, if the actions of another person is causing harm to the entire society, then accommodating such actions must be done by strict measures. Like the Mahabharata war was fought to establish justice in a society that was moving towards harm for everyone. Similarly, a rapist or a murderer must not be spared, but their actions must not take away the peace of everyone in the society. Simplicity is another quality we must all subscribe to. It is straightforwardness in thought, speech, and action. Straightforwardness in thought means absence of deceit, envy, or any cunningness. Straightforwardness in speech means an absence of taunt, censure, gossip, ornamentation, and sarcasm. Straightforwardness in action includes plainness in living, forthrightness in behavior. And with such straightforward communication, none of us will ever require any training sessions on communication skills, which sadly is a basic skill needed for success in the 21st century. Thank you so much for listening to us. We will return next week with the final episode on chapter 13. Do let us know, not because we are asking you to, but only because you want to, whether these points that we narrate and recite are things that you can relate to in your everyday life. Little examples, little stories that inspire. Sit back, relax, take a deep breath. Thank you so much for listening to us.